Quick question. Two men. I have a little riddle for you guys. Two men climb a mountaintop. One a religious man and one a non-religious man. The non-religious man says, I'm a sinner, you're lost and I'm a winner. And the religious man says, I hate sin, you're lost, so I win. Who has the faith and who has the doubt? Let me know. We're going to get into it. Let's start the intro. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, my last day of this week. And then we're back on Monday. No Joel Friday TV podcast on Fridays. It's just not the vibe yet. But hey, you never know what the future is going to hold. But do me a favor before we get started, hit that like button, smack it, lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we can get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. Help a brother out. We're live on IG and on YouTube. So what's up, IG folks? What's up, YouTube folks? Keep in mind, it is a talk show, so at any point you can call in at 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we could talk about whatever you want. We can get into it. Amazing stuff. If for whatever reason you cannot call in, but you still have a question or comment, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. Send your question or comments there. Or you can go directly to YouTube and hit the super chat button. And there you can send your question or comments, and I will read them live on air. So you do have those options, guys. You have those options. And if you just want to support the show, that's appreciated as well. So, amazing stuff. Shout out to the Mod Squad on YouTube. The live chat, a.k.a. the Snake Pit, a.k.a. the Man Cave, a.k.a. the Rib Cage. Always going crazy. Always full of all kinds of stuff. You're going to get a lot of stuff in the Snake Pit. But it's always fun. Shout out to the IG Pit. You know what I mean? IG Pit the people be in here. King Wesley, he's in the IG Pit. He always says I give more attention to the YouTube chat opposed to the IG chat. So I'm going to work on it. You're right, King Wesley. It's because my loyalty is to YouTube because I've been here longer. But I can't, there's no favoritism when it comes to your family, your children. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Amazing stuff. So, we got some stuff we're going to get into. Did you guys answer the question? Did anybody answer who has the faith and who has the doubt? Did anybody answer? Ivana says the answer is B, as in bodysuit. Who has the faith and who has the doubt? The religious man screams. The non-religious man says, I'm a sinner. You're a loser, I'm a winner. And the religious man says, I hate sin, you're lost, so I win. Who has the faith and who has the doubt? Come on. Come on. Tell them just use YouTube. I asked that because I kind of wanted to do a little follow-up from yesterday's judgment opening section. And I left out some details that I want to like put back. Chris says they both lost. Thomas says clearly it's a Samurai Jack. Terry on IG. Terry hops in the IG chat and says, let's see a gal in a bodysuit already. King Wesley said he answered. I'm going to scroll up and see King Wesley's. King Wesley says the Christian has the faith. Nice. So I'm going to answer it. This is my opinion. C-Sal says, not going to lie, Joel, I'm stumped. I understand. I get it. I'm going to answer it. Is they both have faith. And I'm going to tell you why they both have faith. And it has to do a little bit with what we talked about briefly yesterday. Is because remember that scripture I said that I read yesterday from Romans 14 chapter blah, 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 3, I think. It says, let not the one who eats despise the one who abstains from eating, right? Well, let's take out the word eats and let's input the word sin, right? So let's read it that way. Chapter 3 says, let not the one who sins despise the one who abstains from sin, and let not the one who abstains from sin pass judgment on the one who sins, for God has welcomed him, right? So let's just say I'm the one who took the word eat out and put sin in, right? That's not what the Bible said there. But let's just like take it deeper. If we put it sin, then why does it not make the same amount of sense? Why do we not approach it the same way? And the reason why they both have faith, because further on in scripture it says, let each man be convinced in his own mind. They both believe in their pursuit. The sinner and the guy that says he's a sinner and the one who rejects sin. Who are you, chapter 4, who are you to pass judgment on the servant of another? It is before his own master that he stands or falls, and he will be upheld, for the Lord is able to make him stand. The Lord is the one who makes him stand. The Lord passes the judgment. So they both have faith because they both believe. Ha ha ha. I know not everybody gonna like that one. Tom said, Joel twisting the scripture. Bonus taught Joel. That is hilarious. But doesn't that make sense though? Doesn't that make sense? Let not the one who eats despise the one who abstains, and let not the one who abstains pass judgment on the one who eats. For God has welcomed him. God is the Lord of all. So that was that. Let me see. What do you guys say in here? So I think he's going to be the winner. I think the sinner has. So I think D. Loach says the sinner, he thinks the sinner is the winner. He said that was a good question. Made me think, because you're right. If you think about it, they both have faith. They both have faith. Faith is the key. Because let's just assume the sinner believes I'm free. I'm just living freely and I'm not judging myself and I'm just being a free person. He has faith as well. He's trusting that he's going to learn in the process. While the Christian rejects sin, right? He rejects sin because his pursuit is believing that that's what God would prefer him to do. So he's also having faith, putting his faith in what he believes. They both have faith. So that was that. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about TikTok. You know what I mean? And if we have some calls or we have some super chats, we'll get into that, of course. But I wanted to talk about this TikTok ban that's going on. Cool. Give me one second, guys. Hold on. Boom, boom. Okay. So I was on. Well, I mean, it's just kind of well known right now that there's a ban on TikTok, right? And Joe Biden signs a TikTok ban. You guys heard about it? If you haven't, I'm telling you now. I'm sure you heard of it. Joe Biden signs TikTok ban into law, banning TikTok, any from the United States, the apps associated with USA, right? Joe Biden signs the TikTok ban into law. And a lot of people think they're saying it's an attack on the Americans, that this is such a travesty. And some people are saying amen because TikTok is a degenerate and it causes harm to our children and blah, 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 right? So there's obviously opposing views. So I wanted to also talk about how this is from Instagram. I'm going to read this. Dang, I didn't know it was going to be so small to read. I can't read that far. What the? It's okay. I have it here. This is from Instagram, and it says, President Joe Biden has put a pen to paper on a foreign aid package that includes a decisive move against TikTok if its China-based parent company ByteDance doesn't sell off the app within a year. It faces a ban. The clock is now ticking, no pun intended, for ByteDance. Oh my gosh, my phone is acting up. With a 9-month deadline to a broker deal extended by 3 months if the substantial progress is shown. Amidst the tight schedule, TikTok has vowed to fight the law in court, hinting at a potential prolonged battle over. My phone is giving me troubles. I can't read the rest. But you guys get the point. And because of that, the CEO of TikTok is going crazy. Oh, shoot. Wait, guys, hold on. Why isn't that going? Okay, there I am. Boom. I got it. I was struggling. Okay, so according to the CEO of TikTok, Xiao Zichu, he speaks out against the ban on TikTok, right? And I want to play you guys what he says, and I want you guys to I really want to see what you guys think about it. If you guys agree with the TikTok ban, if you guys disagree, and I'm going to tell you my opinions. Let me check it out here.
Everyone, it's Show here. As you may have heard, Congress passed a bill that the president signed into law that is designed to ban TikTok in the United States. That will take TikTok away from you and 170 million Americans who find community and connection on our platform. Make no mistake, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice. Politicians may say otherwise, but don't get confused. Many who sponsored the bill admit a TikTok ban is their ultimate goal. It's obviously a disappointing moment, but it does not need to be a defining one. It's actually ironic because the freedom of expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom. TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard, and that's why so many people have made TikTok part of their daily lives. Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts.
You know, like when I listened to that, I was just kind of like, I don't know how I felt about him responding because it kind of felt, in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. It kind of felt like a little passive aggressive. You know what I mean? And I can kind of understand it a little bit in the sense that like this app is the most popular app literally in the US. And it's making him a lot of money. He's benefiting from this CEO is benefiting from this. So he's probably a little mad and frustrated like what are we doing to you? We're just over here, making our money, doing our thing and what's it to you that we're from China and we would rather people in the US want to be on our app. What's it to you? Like that's what it kind of seems like. But to me it's like I also understand I can kind of understand why Biden and his people are like, I also kind of get that too, because for one, there's just a lot of stuff that behind the scenes that is just not known as far as like what does it mean really like to the American people when there's a foreign app that has all our data, all our things. Like there's a lot of other things that go into it too. And I know it may seem conspiratorial, but it's something definitely to think about. So I can understand that too. But to me, I'm gonna give my like honest opinion is that I've always viewed TikTok as a degenerate app. And not that it doesn't have like good moments, like you can't find good videos. Yes, you can find good videos on there, like decent people trying to like spread a message or, lighthearted entertainment, stuff like that, right? But I've always found it to be like weird, like a weird vibe to it. And for a long time, I would try to like post videos on it and post videos on my Instagram too, as well. But I would try to post videos and TikTok would always give me like problems. And not in a sense to where like I couldn't post or they were trying to shadow ban me or anything like that, but just like it just wasn't working. And I was thinking like, well, why not? why, why am I having so much trouble here? But when it comes to Instagram, I'm able to post and do all these things. And then I started thinking like, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I'm like being, without it being deep, right? But I guess I am being deep about it. But maybe it's not meant for me to be on TikTok because, that's not where it's at. And it's always been some type of something in the way with TikTok where it just hasn't worked. Instagram, I've made a little bit of progress. Some videos that did pretty well. Every time I post videos on TikTok, whether it be dance videos, podcast stuff, funny videos, skits, whatever, it's never worked out in my favor. As for Instagram, it's been different. So, you know what? I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be done with TikTok, and I keep going back and forth, and I'm there, now I'm not there. But when I see this, and let's just say it does get passed, and it does TikTok is no longer allowed in the United States, then it's like it makes me go back to like my inner feeling that was just kind of like something seems off with TikTok. And I can still be wrong and it may not even happen, right? It may not even get banned. But to me, it always felt like forbidden, a forbidden place. So that's what I want to say about it. But also, there's people who make a living off of TikTok too. There's people who are making like their whole careers are based off of TikTok because they're monetized, they're making this kind of money, and they're all about to get wiped off if this ban goes through, right? Which it may not. It could be all part of like some greater plan to make it seem, you know how it goes. But if it does, like a lot of people, and I think of it as like, I'm grateful that, you know, if it does get banned, and also because it's not from the U.S. It's a foreign app from Beijing, China, right? And who knows what the government, if the government has problems, if our government and their government have problems, they got problems, then that falls on us, right? So if they go to war, whatever that stuff may happen, that falls on us. So if TikTok have all our data from China, all this stuff, then that may be, that may not be a good thing. So I think of it in terms as like, I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? And also the standards on TikTok from the very beginning, since I first like understood it or got on it or made an account, is very low. They let almost anything go on TikTok. I'm talking about, it don't matter the age you are, it don't matter how much you show, they're letting a lot slide. Now, I don't think you could be fully like undressed on there, but you can get pretty close. You can get pretty close. And it doesn't matter the age, to be honest. And even the CEO himself, he said that he doesn't even let his children on TikTok. You know what I mean? So in the name of popularity, in the name of money, in the name of business, TikTok kind of, and that's why in my eyes, it kind of seems forbidden, the app to kind of be forbidden, like the forbidden fruit, because, yeah, they've let a lot of things slide. And, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff that's on TikTok. If you're like, you're scrolling on the For You, you're going to run into all kinds of stuff. So, I don't know. Something inside of me just kind of just wants to say, like, let it go. Cut it. But it also sucks for the people who are making a living off of, are monetized on TikTok, have millions and millions of followers and all these things. And then their money supply gets cut off. Boop, gone. So, I don't know. And I don't know if I trust this Xiaozing Chu. None against him. Right? But it seemed very like passive aggressive. Like kind of like, even if it wasn't intentional, like manipulative, like he's like, it seems kind of odd that the country that is known for freedom and the American dream, whatever he said, right? Paraphrasing, that they would want to ban a TikTok app that stands for that. You know what I mean? Like it seems kind of like manipulative in a way. So that was kind of weird to me too. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Bye millions. Yeah, I wonder how much money he'll lose if US gets rid of the TikTok. That's a good question. Oh, and Pete Wilkins says yes. There's no nudity on IG, right? The IG too is, but how I see it is IG has, even though IG has some stuff too, the standards have dropped too. IG though still to me has like a little bit of a class to it. It's a little bit more class, to where it's a little bit more commercial. It's a little bit more widespread in the sense of it's almost like a Facebook, to where for the most part you're gonna have a decent, user-friendly, entertaining experience, right? You're not gonna like scroll and be looking at like a cat fall and then you're laughing, and then the next video you scroll over is like a lady giving birth. You know what I mean? IG, typically, you're not going to really get that. It's going to be pretty distant. But on TikTok, Lord have mercy, it's a little bit different. It's like it gives like dark web type of stuff, and that's just from my perspective because TikTok does have an algorithm based off on like things that you view. So if you view things more than once, it'll like change the algorithm based off of what it thinks that you're gonna like. So I don't know. Maybe somebody else's people's experience is different, but it's been interesting on TikTok. Or maybe I'm just bitter because I don't have no following on TikTok. Nobody like me on TikTok. As a matter of fact, all my comments on TikTok, they like, who gave this man a podcast? What's wrong with him? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna get to some calls. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing any stuff here. Ha ha ha. C-Sal says, Joel, I'm making chicken soup. Nice. She says, away from computer. C-Sal, make me some too. Go ahead and do your I ain't mad. Go ahead and do your husband's hungry. And your children. Go feed them. Joel Friday TV podcast. We'll be here. We're second priority. But if there's any soup left, save some for JFTV. Zany says, don't worry, I'm at work. No calls from me today, guys. Whew. Thank God. Nah, I'm playing Zany. We love Zany. Let me go to Kaya out of North Carolina. Kaya, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Joel. How you doing?
How's it going, Kaya?
All is well. I was calling to chime in on the TikTok ban.
Yeah, what you got to say?
Oh, I just think it's kind of a waste of time from the presidential side of all the things that they could be working on or pretend working on or putting in our face that they're working on. Banning this social media app just seems the least of importance. But, you know, obviously I guess they say before that there could be spy stuff or it's the Chinese or whatever that is. But of all the apps that we're all using and our information is everywhere, it just seems so fake.
Yeah, we're screwed either way. We're screwed either way. But
well, I'm not screwed. But
wait, hold on 1 second, Kaya. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Oh, hey, Jesse.
Jesse says, hi, Kaya, for one.
Hey, Jesse.
And for two, he says, do you still homeschool your kids?
Yes, I do. She still is not a product of public school. Yep.
Did you hear? He said, that's a mother's love. Right on.
Thanks. Yeah,
okay,
she's not going back. I don't know if she's
Don't ask him no more
but...
questions, Kaya. I'm trying to get him to leave the room.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Don't ask him no more. What'd she say? She said that that was it. You can go now. Go ahead, Kaya. Sorry.
But no, it just seems like. Do you remember that movie called The Interview with Bradley Cooper and some other white actor? He had long hair, and they were going to interview Kim Jong-un.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, and then they go over there to North Korea and they see how these people are living this whole like propaganda facade kind of life.
Yeah.
It's starting to look like that with the things that they put on TV, with these this whole charade of what we should be concerned about and what they're showing us. It just doesn't seem real. And this whole TikTok ban, it's like, really, what about the border? What about inflation? What about gas? Like, who cares?
No, you could be right
about TikTok.
Yeah, no.
I do disavow TikTok. I don't use any social media, but I tried TikTok when it first, like 3 years ago, during the pandemic, and I spent one night on it, and I was on it for hours and hours. It was like no other social media I'd ever used. I was so hooked that quick.
Yeah.
I had to delete it. Something about it was not right. So I don't use it, but it just seems like a waste of reporting, a waste of time, and like a fake issue to me.
No, I get what you're saying though, and you could be right though too in that sense too, as well as like finding this is just could be a distraction about what's really going on, or just to please the American people, or blah blah blah, or whatever, or like making it seem like a diversion type of thing. That definitely could be the case. That's for sure.
And isn't it more pissing people off than pleasing them? Because don't people love TikTok?
Well, I think it's divided, because I think that there's people who love it and there's people who don't like it because of the content it brings. So,
but couldn't you just not use it if you don't like it?
Right, but then there's people who are like into the conspiracy theories of that China and Beijing are like the spy thing, and they have our information. They're going to use it against us, and there's a lot of people who really are into that. So I think that's part of it too. But yeah, it could definitely be it's not a very important, pressing thing, and you're right about that. But I do think that there's an element of wanting to get rid of certain things that don't really do much or aren't very helpful to young kids or whatever the case is. So I kind of understand that, but it's not really their fault. It's the parents' fault. So it's
just, if we're going to say it's TikTok, why would we not say it's Facebook, it's Tinder, it's Instagram, it's all these social media apps. It's all creating this false world that everybody's living in. So why pick one? Like Jesse says, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Why are we going to pick one and say this is the demonized one? They're all the same thing. This whole internet, social media world is all possessed. It's all evil. Yes, it has its purpose, if you will, but we were getting along fine without it. News was getting out, years ago without it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just silly. But again, I don't know what the grounds for getting rid of it is. I don't know what the bill says or whatever.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but just to play devil's advocate, is that if we're going to ban apps, if we're going to start, let's just say the president decides we're going to ban all apps. I think that maybe they're going to start with the app that's not in the U.S., right? Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, if there's an app that's being used by people in the U.S., but it's not from the U.S., and that means the U.S. has no control over it. So I think that there's a fear of, okay, well, all of our U.S. citizens love this app so much, but we actually we can't control them on a Chinese app. You know what I mean? So I think that there's an element there, maybe. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's an element there that just like, well, let's just get away from, we want to control our people. We don't want nobody else to control. If they're going to be degenerates, if America's going to be degenerates, let us be the reason, not China. So I think that's part of it too.
That's wicked. That's conspiracy talk, and I'm totally into conspiracies, but not in the sense of like I love them, but I'm into them. So I understand what you're saying, but I mean, if that is the case, that the depths of the wickedness of that angle is even crazier. Right. That's just insane to me.
It's a mess. It's a mess. But
yeah, that's the world we're living in, though.
What do you think about Snapchat?
What about it?
Like, do you like Snapchat?
No, I don't use any social media.
Oh, okay. You know what?
I'm a lady, Joel.
That's funny. You know what? That's actually interesting because I have two different things about social media. So for one, if you have a business and if you have, something that you're promoting, then Instagram and all that stuff is very good. But if I didn't have that, I don't know if I would actually be on social media. But the good thing about it, to be honest, that if it wasn't for social media, I also wouldn't have found the Bond Network. I wouldn't have found JLP. I wouldn't have found certain things. So there's good elements of it and there's downsides of it to where sometimes I'm like, okay, I got to chill. Like, I know I'm using it for work, but I'm also using it for pleasure. I'm looking on, I'm
Right.
scrolling.
And
So,
I mean, I get that. I had social media until I didn't. Um,
right.
and as far as like if you have a business, of course that's an avenue. But even when I had my cleaning company, I still didn't use Facebook or Instagram. I strictly used Nextdoor, which is an app that you can use in the different neighborhoods you're from. And then I just trusted that word of mouth would get around
Yeah.
through the clients I had, and I kept my schedule that way.
Yeah.
But you know, I understand why people have it.
Yeah.
I'm not judging anyone who does, but I know if I'm honest with myself,
Yeah.
I have no business on there. There's nothing but you're just constantly fed, you know, all these images of what you could be or what you could have
Yeah.
did, or, you know, you're judging people or you're comparing yourself, or there's unnecessary contact from, you know, men in your inbox,
Yeah.
or vice versa. You know, a woman's bored, now she's reaching. It's just done nothing but good for me. So it's
Yeah.
enough to know, and that's why I don't use it. But, you know, I'm on YouTube and stuff, but my algorithm is dry. I don't know
Yeah.
what to look up.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
No,
I
yeah.
don't know when I turned into such a old woman, but I'm not that cool anymore.
No,
It's
but
okay.
I get it though. I get it, and it's also it's to each his own, but it's also respectable about what you're saying in general because for you, you just recognize that it just wasn't working for you, and also you're right about if you get sucked into the whirlwind of these apps, then you start comparing, then you start
Yeah.
looking at other people's lives, then you start wanting to be all these different things, and then you realize that
It's
these people are a
influence.
mess. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
It's crazy. I'm going to just make this last point and I'm going to let
yeah.
you go. When my dad was still alive, you know, he was on Facebook, but he was real cheesy. He would always post like scriptures and all the little corny graphics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And but towards the end of his life, he began really just getting sad and talking about a lot of dark things and everything. And he used to tell me that even the internet was a demonic spirit. And I was thinking at the time, like, man, it is not that deep, you know, Dad. Everything's not spiritual, you know, because at
Right.
that time I didn't see it that way. But he would always share that with me, how he could see that even through the internet, the way we communicate with one another, the way people are presenting themselves, and the images that are always coming at you. He said it was like wicked.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't believe him then, but it makes more
Yeah.
sense to me now.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm seeing somebody in the chat saying it's not so much about the app, but more so about the person. And I think that yeah, for each person it depends if you get sucked into that, and if it's like tough, which it typically can be, especially when you're surrounded by that enough and you're into it enough, it can be harmful. So
Yeah.
that person knows that, okay, then I got to step away for, a month, 2 months, whatever, or I have to step away for good. And it's up to the individual what they need to do. Everybody has to make their own decision.
Of course, that's with anything, but
Yeah.
but also with most things, most people are not even going to look at themselves to see,
Yeah.
is this something, you know, that's creating an issue within me? And it's enough to know if it is, just like any other thing, food, you know, smoking, whatever it is. If you know that thing is keeping you in hell and you can see it, then you'll know how to get out. But if you don't see it that way,
Yeah.
then that's cool too.
That's cool too. Exactly.
know?
That's what it is.
But
So
I just say that because I notice when you say certain things, if you say, "Oh, I like to go to the gym," then somebody's so quick to be like, "Well, I ain't really into the gym. To each his own." You know, they take it so personal, like
Yeah.
you're saying they're trash because they don't do it. I don't view it that way.
right.
But you know, most people aren't even going to look at themselves with anything and see what it's doing to them.
Right. And it doesn't have to be so deep that if I say I go to the gym because of A, B, and C and or whatever, it doesn't mean that, okay, well, my answer is right and you have to go to the gym too. No, you can
Right, exactly.
do your
That's
own
just
thing.
what you do.
Right. Exactly. Good point.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So
Kai. Go
yeah,
ahead.
my pleasure. No. I was just going to talk to trash, but I'm done.
Okay. Well, I appreciate
Joel.
Kai. Thanks for calling in. Long time no talk too.
Hey, and let me tell you something, too. I know you fired me on my day off, but
Well,
I
'cause
only
you ain't-
wasn't in the... Let me tell you why. Hold on. It's because I got a new position at work, and so I transferred my job. I started working a lot more, so I'm 80% of the time at your hour, I'm at work. I just happened to be off today, so I wasn't like.
Well,
I
which is
just couldn't make it
understandable.
anymore.
Well, it's understandable, but I was thinking like she in Ma, and she don't even show up to the show no more.
I mean, you could have sent me like
got
a card or something, checked in on me, like, you just fired me.
And then I haven't heard from you. I'm like,
Joel.
wow, she don't like me. She don't like the podcast.
No.
Nah.
No, I just got I got a little
understand.
promotion or whatever, so my hours changed.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats on
Yeah.
that. But it's all
Yeah,
good. It's all love. No worries. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, you take care.
All right, you as well.
Bye-bye.
That's hilarious. No, but I respect that too. I respect that too as well. Like, if you don't want to be on it, don't be on it, right? But I also, like, it's interesting too as well. It's like two sides of the same coin that all people tend to play, right? To where it's like one side of the coin is like TikTok or social media is evil, you shouldn't do it, stay off of it, it's a problem. And then the other side of the coin is like, well, TikTok can be helpful. Look how far we've come, business, connections, and all that stuff. There's two, but it's the same coin because it's like, well, now both people are fighting at it, but they both are true. It both makes sense. But what it really comes down to is that you, right? If it's hurtful to you or it's not beneficial to you and you're only on it for these negative reasons, then hop off, right? But if you enjoy being on it and you have no problems with it and you're okay and you're living your life and it's fun for you or whatever, then stay on. But it doesn't have to be right and wrong, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to be right and wrong. Be on it. If you want to be on it, enjoy it. And if you feel yourself doing too much, take a little break. And if you feel yourself whatever, then hop off or whatever. But it's not that big of a deal. Like for me, Snapchat, from the beginning, Snapchat always felt like, and I could be totally wrong. As a matter of fact, I'm disavowing what I'm about to say before I even say it. Snapchat seemed like perverted from the very beginning to me. Like, how do you send somebody a picture and then within 10 seconds or however long it is, it disappears forever? So you're saying that I can send you a picture and it's not going to you can't save it, you can't do nothing, and it's going to disappear? And it'll be in the air that of the world and nobody ever knows it was sent? It just seemed kind of perverted. Pictures and videos could be sent with that and will disappear after a certain amount of time. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is kind of funny. So I never really like got on that one like that. But to some people, it could be entertaining, could be fun. Stephen Will says, screenshot. Yeah, you can still screenshot, but I think it alerts you if you screenshot. It'll tell you, like, they took a screenshot. Throw them in jail. Yeah, so I never really got on Snapchat because I didn't see the point other than, like, okay, unless we're gonna be this type of lifestyle, what are we really doing on here? Twitter, I'm trying to step my game up with Twitter. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna start going live on Twitter. Not that none of my Twitter followers care, all three of them. But Twitter, like I've had since like sophomore year in high school. And I tweet like once a year, maybe twice. And nothing against it either. It just was not really like my cup of tea. Like, well, because mostly Twitter has evolved into like news and like trending topics and stuff like that. And I've always been more a visual type of person. I always like visuals because like the artistic side within me, like the dance and the movies, the music. I was always more like imaginative. So I always like was drawn to the Instagrams, the YouTube, I love movies. Stay watching movies. Because I like the visual aspect, the imagery. But the Twitter, just reading, for one, I hate reading. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do read. I read some books because I like it for the learning aspect, but reading's not my favorite thing to do. You guys know this. You guys know this. So when somebody sends me a long message, it gives me pain to have to read it. And then I have to like put time aside to sit there and like read it. Like two things give me pain. When somebody sends me a long message and when somebody sends me a long audio message. Lord have mercy. Like when it's longer than a minute, like you call me. You know what I mean? Because then you got to sit there knowing that it's a 5-minute audio message. And you got to sit there and listen to the whole thing. So those two, at that point, I rather read the paragraph than listen to the 5-minute, audio message. But anyway. Oh, King Wesley was referring to the movie that Kaya was talking about. He said it was Seth Rogen and James Franco. Appreciate that, King Wesley. He said, stop suggesting taking away the apps I like. He said, dang, he really do forget about us on IG. I'm trying. I know. He probably is gone now. He's probably, you know what? I'm gone. Cause I think he's blocked on YouTube. So that's why he's on IG. I don't think he can get in on who blocked him? Was it C-Sal? Did C-Sal block King Wesley? Cause I think C-Sal got a long block list. But that's okay. I only want ruthless soldiers as my mods. I need ruthless soldiers that lay the hammer down when it needs to be laid down. So if Seesaw is blocking, then I trust her discretion. What's up, EJ? EJ, I'm gonna need you to calm down, girl. Even though we love EJ. We love EJ. But girl, you be like, see, I hopped in. She stopped making soup and she's like, I didn't block him, Joel. I blocked on my personal YouTube account, not on your channel. Oh, okay. Thank you, C-Sal. I appreciate it. Go back to making the soup. I was just playing. Flat Earth Victory. Soldiers are just like dancing insurance men. I'm done. What time is it? Okay, I got a couple minutes here. King Wesley says, I'm still here. Hake blocked you. Hake blocked me for being bad. Stop bringing it up. Well, you were being bad, so I trust Hake too. Sorry, Wesley, but you're here on the IG chat. King Wesley says, somehow Seaside never blocked me. It shocks me too. That's funny. Amazing stuff. I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, super chat here from Freely. Freely just sends a super chat, no message. Thank you, Freely. I appreciate it. Much love to Freely. I've been having buy me a coffee from Benny Hill. Does Hake still get a pass for Nicaragua? Amazing. No, Hake does not get a pass. I'm getting all the black people in the world, and we're coming after Hake because he didn't say Nicaragua. He said with the G's and hard R's. He did not say Nicaragua. He said Nicaragua. He said it. I had to say it, folks, just so I could repeat what Hake said. So we're all going to go after the Hake report after the Joel Friday TV pilot. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. What we're going to do to him, I don't know. We're going to tickle him. We're going to tickle him. We're going to tickle him to death. Because we don't condone violence here, folks. So let that go. We're not going to fight him. We're going to tickle him. Anyway. Riley says, wait, what did Hake say? Psh, I'm telling you. So racist. Just kidding. I gotta end, y'all. But I am gonna fight. Me and EJ are gonna fight though. If I'm gonna fight with anybody, it's gonna be with EJ. EJ and I are gonna fight. But I gotta end. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the live chat on IG and on YouTube. Terry Strange with a donation. God bless you. God bless you, Terry. We love Terry Strange. We love Terry Takes on the phone calls and in the chat. Holding it down in the chat. We love Terry Strange. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. American Anchor Baby is coming in for an amazing show. Make sure you guys check him out right now, right after me. He's coming in, and you don't want to miss American Anchor Baby. Make sure you guys click over to his show. I gotta go, y'all. I'm not here tomorrow, but that's okay. We back on Monday. On Monday for another episode of some more mess. But I gotta go. Until next time. Much love. Bye.